Hi everyone, Redneck Computer Geek here, and here's a how-to on installing this drive belt on this Scott's 1542. It's actually a Murray chassis. You can tell really quickly based on a couple of key little things, the way that the steering knuckle looks and the way that the rear end pan looks. And so this particular model is actually a 97. It uses a 97.5 inch belt. Right now, today, we're installing a 97 because it's what's available at your local Tractor Supply. And it will work with a 97, but a 97.5 is what comes with it from factory. These are an utter pain. Just getting that off my chest right now. The first thing that you got to do in order to get a belt on is you got to take this off. This is your steering gear. And if you remove it from the bottom of your steering shaft, see how this is lifted out, in underneath here, if we get down, right here is where that gear and shaft go, because the belt has to go through here. The next thing that you're going to have to do is back here, in underneath, you've got to remove your idler pulley that goes right here. What you're going to do then is you're going to stick the belt up through in this direction to get it up into here, and then loop it around that, and then pull the extra back, fish it through the back of that, around and onto the other side of the pulley, and then put your idler back on. But before you can get it fished through there, in under here, this bracket, you have to undo 1, 2, 3 bolts and stuff something underneath it in order to lift it. But you can't do that until you come in here and undo the retainer spring right here. Because without this undone, the idler pulley bracket right there will not move over to where it's got to be to put that belt in line. So now we're going to go and finish putting that idler pulley in. Also, there is a belt guide here and a belt guide over here that you can either bend out of the way and then bend back, which is not the way you should do it, but the way everybody does, or you can unbolt them and pull them up out of the way. But if you do not lift this bracket off to one side or the other, the belt will not fit inside of this section of frame rail. So what I find easier is to lift that side so it lifts this frame rail lip up just a little bit like that, and then the belt will slide in sideways. I almost forgot one key note. You have to disconnect the shift linkage because the belt has to actually go up and through this piece here in between the frame and the shift linkage. So underneath here, if you look at the end of it, there's a hole in it right there. There's just a cotter pin that you pull out of there, or a clevis pin or something like that. So now at this point, we've got the belt on, as you can see. We got to go and put a pin through this, and we should be able to take it for a test drive.